So I'd like to introduce you to my first book, The Adventures of Bee, Things to Know About the Great Outdoors. And you can go whatever way your path wants to take you. You can go on an adventure anywhere and enjoy what the great outdoors has to offer. Bee loves to go on adventures to discover new things. Every day she's outdoors finding new places and new wildlife. She loves going on secret woodland trails. Do you? Do you like going in the woods? Do you like climbing trees? Do you like just enjoying the great outdoors? Bee loves to sit in the long grass with her net. She loves to catch the butterflies, and she loves to play hide and seek in the long grass so the butterflies don't see her. Do you like laying down in the long grass? Do you love catching butterflies with nets? All the things that you could find. Obviously, do it nicely and safely, and you've got to be careful when you catch things, but you can have so much fun with a net outside. What different animals and different insects can you see? Bee loves to find things under rocks and logs. Do you? So I've gone in my garden and I have found a woodlice. If I can get to him. Can you see? This is a little woodlice, and you've got to be really careful when you pick things up, and you've got to ask a grown-up before you pick things up, because they're very fragile and they are only little as well. Can you see? Little woodlice. Also got a snail out of my garden. Can you see him? Got a snail. But you always have to be very careful when you pick things up, because they're very fragile and they are only little as well. Like this woodlice. It doesn't want to go home. So you've got to be very careful when you pick things up. And it's going to come and say hello as well, which is really nice. It's probably wondering what's going on. But you can find all different things in your garden and outside, but you just have to look after them and be gentle with them when you pick them up, because they're all living things. Just have to be really nice. Look, fish. Bee loves to look at the fish. She looks for their shadows in the water before she tries to catch them with her fishing rod. Do you like fishing? Do you like catching the fish? But you always have to let them go as well. So I'm going to show you a fish. But don't worry, he's got a bigger home. He's just in this bucket so he can be shown to you. He's all okay and he's all safe as well. Just so you know what a fish is and what a fish looks like. But also, when you're outside, you can get little houses like this. This is a bug home and it's safe. You can put the bug inside and close it and you can see it, but you always have to let them go so they can go home. This is just a safer way to hold insects and bugs that you find. Bee loves to watch the birds, and she can name all of those that she spots while on her adventures. How many can you see and how many do you know? Do you know their names? You can get starlings, magpies, you can get owls, you can get hawks, you can get blackbirds, you can get all sorts of different birds outside, and they do beautiful songs in the morning. So when you wake up, listen out for the birds singing to wake you up in the morning. But I've also got you some feathers. These are swan feathers, but always ask an adult for permission to pick things up. I just wanted to show you what feathers look like, and they are great to tickle somebody with. So next time you have a feather or find a feather, go and tickle someone with it. Nature just isn't about insects and birds and animals. It's also about plants and trees, which are also important to all of us, and especially the bees. So bees are very precious and they pollinate things for us to eat. and flowers that we can smell in the summer, but they also make a really nice sweet treat, which is honey. Do you like honey? So this is honey. This is what bees make, and we can eat it and we can put it on our food, which is really nice, and thank you to the bees, but you also got to look after them outside as well. So with a little help from our bees, we can get things like flowers, berries, and other plants and other things we can eat. So these are things that you can find outside, but ask a grown-up before you pick them or pick them up. And I'm going to show you some things that you can find. So you can find some mushrooms to eat. Always have permission though before you pick them up. And also we have some berries and some other things. You can have nuts, you can find flowers to eat and apples and pears and things, but always ask permission. You can make lovely pies and cakes out of the berries that you find, which is really nice. These are footprints of animals also. What can you see? What can you find? Why don't you follow the trail of footprints? So you can get ducks, you can get deers, you can get rabbits, you can get other birds, you can get little ants. Why don't you follow a trail and see what's at the end, which could be loads of fun for you when you go outside. We also have leaves. So leaves obviously come from trees and plants and other things, and there's so much stuff you can make leaves. You can make art with them, you can paint them, you can make prints with them, you can put them in a secret book to keep. There's so much to discover, and nature can provide so much art and craft stuff, just nature's way. But also when you go outside, sometimes in your garden and sometimes in the woods, or sometimes along a river, you can find all different things. So you have squirrels, and sometimes they can come in your garden to nick your nuts. You have rabbits, you have foxes, you have deers and hedgehogs, and foxes and hedgehogs also come in your garden. So maybe leave a little bit of food to help them out, to help nature out in any way is always a good thing to do. So welcome to the water side of nature. Let's see what the seaside holds and what exciting things we can find. Look, starfish. You can find these lovely creatures inside a rock pool, but be careful, they might be a bit prickly. Do you like starfish? Do you like looking for starfish? And remember, ask an adult before you pick a starfish up. What can you see inside the rock pool? There are so many different and amazing things. Can you count them? What different creatures can you find? You can find little fish, you can find starfish shells, sea urchins, and seaweed as well. Rock pools can be so much fun, and another use for a net as well. So these are the sort of things that you can find along the beach as well. You can have crabs, you can find shells, you can find sea urchins and seaweed. So I went to the beach and I picked up some things. I got a bit of a crab, as you can see. Can you see the crab? And it's stuck to shells as well. We have mussel shells as well that you can find. We can also find stones as well on the beach. And they're great to bring home and make art and things out with them as well. And we've also got seaweed as well from the beach. There's so much stuff you can find on the beach and have fun with. Jellyfish. Watch out, they can sting. You have to be careful, but they are so lovely to watch. They can be big or small, all different colours and shapes, but there is so much more to discover from the deep. You have manta rays as well in the sea, but you also can find other creatures in the sea. So you have starfish, you have dolphins, you can find more crabs, you can find squid, and you can find seahorses, and you can find big shells too. Seahorses, they are so beautiful, and they can be all shapes and sizes too. Females lay eggs and the males carry them until they hatch. Then they look after them in a nursery of seagrass and seaweed until they are big and strong and they can leave home. Look out, there's sharks about. You have to be careful. What can you see? How many sharks can you see in the water, and what other creatures can you see? So I can count them. Can you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's also some seagulls as well. And the next one we have is sea turtles. These can be big or small, and they can live up to 100 years old, and they lay lots of eggs. They always come back to the beach where they were born to lay their eggs, and then they return to the sea. Whales. These are the largest sea creature in the world. They're known as the gentle giants of the sea. You'll be very lucky to see one if you're out in a boat one day. And I thought I'd put a mystical creature in the book too, which is a mermaid. This is the most beautiful creature in the sea. She loves to share with her sea friends, but also likes to go on adventures just like Bee to discover new things. I wonder if anyone would be able to spot her splashing around in the sea. Next time you're at the beach, why don't you see if you can spot her in the sea? So now we come to the end of the book. I hope you enjoyed the story, and to have adventures and to go outdoors and always be nice and kind to animals and creatures and maybe help them out a little bit. Nature is so important to all of us, and it needs us and it needs our help. So next time you're outdoors, just have fun, but also be careful and just be so nice to nature. It's so important to all of us. Thank you.